and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about 10 ways that you can upgrade your life in 2020. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you to do, a lot of these things have probably been told before, but a lot of these things I feel you need to be reminded of time and time again. So tip number 1 is to drink more water. I try to drink 4 liters of water a day. Basically, I think you're supposed to drink half of your body weight in ounces. I think I heard that somewhere. I think I heard that from Rachel Hollis. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water. I try to drink 2 liters of water, 4 liters of water, because I really find that it helps keep me energized. I am always tired, always. I have major insomnia issues, which I'm really trying to work on. But I find if I don't drink enough water, the dehydration really makes me tired and also more hungry. So now you're eating more, plus you're sleeping more, you're gaining weight. So we don't want that. So you definitely want to make sure that you are drinking enough water. Drink more than enough water. I don't typically drink anything else but water. I have my coffee in the morning, and then I'll have tea, usually 1 cup of tea in the afternoon, and then like a sleepy time tea before I go to bed. But for the most part, I drink only water. I'm not a pop or juice drinker or anything like that. But I find that when I do drink enough water, I am more energized and you just feel better. The second tip that I have is to move more. Notice I did not say work out, get your butt to the gym, lift weights, whatever. Just move more. So whatever that means to you, whether that means playing with your kids in the backyard, going for a walk with your spouse or your dog, whether it means cranking up some tunes and vigorously cleaning your house when you normally wouldn't, just move more. It doesn't have to be working out. I mean, that's great. If you like working out, that's perfect. Do that. Do whatever makes you feel good, but don't feel like you have to go sign up for a gym membership because it's January 1st and you want to get in shape. Just move more and do more of what you actually like. So whether that's dancing or Zumba or anything like Pilates, yoga, whatever, something that you normally wouldn't do, or even if it's something that you do more of it. So if you normally go to a yoga class, go to 2 yoga classes. Just up your activity level a little bit, and you will definitely start to notice that once again, you're gonna have more energy, because we become what we are. That's what I always say in my law of attraction videos, right? Whatever you think, you become. Whatever you do, you become. So if you're lazy on the couch, you're gonna become more of being lazy on the couch. If you're more active, you're gonna become more active, and it's like a snowball effect. So once you get used to something, you're gonna continue on doing it, and being more active can only bring about positive things in your life. The third tip that I have for you is to go outside every single day. I know a lot of you are probably looking at me being like, what kind of person doesn't go outside every single day? But I know for me, and for a lot of people that work from their homes, you don't need to go outside every day. You know, most people that have a job to go get up and go to, they have to go outside every day. But for me, for instance, I run a daycare from my home. I don't have to leave my house at all. I take the kids outside, but on days, say in the winter, I live here in Canada, lots of times it's way too cold to take the kids outside, so I don't. But it's important for you to still get outside, even if it's just for a few minutes, to just breathe some fresh air into your lungs. You just to take out the garbage, or just walk around your block really quickly, or just go outside and stand there for 5 minutes and then come back in. It's so important to get some fresh air into your lungs and just be outside, be with nature for a little bit, and just like breathe, because I feel like it helps to kind of reset you a little bit. Tip number 4 is to do the tough things first. So I find a lot of times whenever I'm making my to-do list, if there's something on it that I don't particularly want to do, I will procrastinate it. I will do absolutely everything else first, and I will just leave that thing to the bitter end, and then I will try to think of any reason why I can put it off to the next day. And that is something that I'm trying to change about myself, because I find that when I do that task first thing, I cross it off my list, like the first thing I do in the day, it makes my day so much better. I don't have it constantly looming in the back of my head, oh, you need to get this done, you need to get this done, you need to get this done. I've already done it. It's already taken care of. I can feel that weight being lifted off of my shoulders, and I can go ahead with my day and get to the more fun tasks and things that I don't mind doing, or things that I want to do. The 5th tip that I have is to cook at home more. We all need to do this more. As a nation, we eat out way too much. And the thing is that it's so interesting to me that almost everybody that I know wants to lose weight or wants to work out more or wants to become healthier, yet we eat out more than we ever have in our entire lives, and we don't know what's going into that food. We have no idea. You might think you're just getting a chicken salad, but who knows what is actually in it or how they're preparing it. When you're cooking at home, you actually know what you're getting, you know what you're putting on your plate, and you know the ingredients going into it and how it's being prepared. So you are in way more control. It is so important, I think, for families to eat at home as much as possible. We really try not to eat out very often. It helps that we live in a small town. When we lived in a bigger city, it was way easier for us to eat out, but here we live in a small town and there's not that many options, which I'm thankful for because it means that I cook at home almost every single night. The sixth tip that I have to make your 2020 better is to do something that enhances your finances. So whatever your financial situation is, say you're in debt, you want to work on getting out of that debt, maybe trying the snowball method, or just really focusing this year on putting yourself in a better situation to get yourself out of debt, so that next year, even if you manage to pay off $500 of that debt, you're still going to be in a better position next year than you were this year. Say if you don't have any debt, then you want to work on saving more, or maybe you want to get a second job, or whatever. You just want to work on making your finances better next year than they are this year, whatever that means to you. This is going to help you in so many ways because you're going to save on interest and you're just going to feel better about yourself as a person in general. I know that when I had a lot of debt, I was always so bogged down by it and I just felt horrible and I just felt like I'm never going to get out of this. And then now as I've gotten myself out of it, I feel so much better and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I see the light at the end of the tunnel and I'm like, okay, I got this. This is fine. I'm going to be okay. You definitely want to feel that next year. Tip number 7 is to find your passion. So, and that doesn't necessarily mean go and quit your 9-to-5 day job so that you can go and be a Broadway singer somewhere. No. I mean, maybe that's what your road calls for, but I think a lot of times people hear that and they take it to the extreme. And what I'm trying to say is just find something that makes you happy. For me, I love reading, I love writing, and I love YouTube. So those are 3 major things that I have found that I love, that I'm passionate about. So I do those things. I don't get paid for any of those things. None of those things makes me any money. I would love eventually to get paid for YouTube and for writing. And I guess for reading too, because I do have a BOOKTUBE channel. So if my BOOKTUBE channel all of a sudden blew up, then I could possibly get paid for that. So eventually I could possibly get paid for those things, but those are not, I'm not leaving my daytime job to pursue being a booktuber. You know what I mean? It's just something that I do that makes me happy and makes me feel alive. And that is so important. We all need to have something that makes us feel alive. Something that after we come home from our crappy 9-to-5 job, we can do that makes us be like, okay, this is why I'm here. This is what I love to do. It will just make you feel so much better about your life in general. Number 8 is to read more or just use your brain more. Do brain exercises. As I just told you, I love to read. I have another YouTube channel completely dedicated to books and reading, so I read a lot. So my first thing is to say to read more. But if you're not a reader, you don't particularly like reading, find some other way to exercise your brain, whether that's doing some sort of memory games, playing Sudoku, word searches, those sorts of things. Something that exercises your brain, and try to do that every single day. Because too often we can get stuck in this rut of social media and binge watching Netflix and just mindless numbing that just goes on, and there's nothing going on in here whatsoever when we do that sort of thing. And I mean, that's great to do that sometimes. I love just hanging out watching YouTube and just completely zoning out. I love doing that, but I also make sure that I try to exercise my brain as much as possible because you want to keep your mind sharp, obviously. Tip number 9 is going to sound kind of weird coming from me since you're watching this video on the YouTube platform. But tip number 9 is to use less social media. I have found in the last couple of years, I pretty much completely cut out Facebook from my life. The only reason why I still have it is because I don't typically share a lot of photos of my son on my social media, on Facebook in general. And so we have like family groups on Facebook that we share just with our families that we don't see very often. And that's pretty much the only reason why I still have it, is because I have those groups. And other than that, I wouldn't have it, because I find that every single time I go on there, there's always some sort of negativity. I'm pretty active on Instagram, but Facebook in general, I just find it to be so negative. Everyone has their opinion, and nobody can just let another person have their opinion. There has to be fighting all the time. It's just stupid, really, to be honest with you. So what I try to do is I just try to not let social media consume so much of my day. I mean, I used to spend hours every day on Facebook and Instagram, and I just try to not do that anymore, because it's a waste. Like, what are you actually getting out of it? You're just scrolling through mindless things, and you end up falling down rabbit holes of things. And I mean, in that time, you could have done something productive with your time. You could have cleaned your house. You could have started that second half job. You could have filmed a YouTube video. You could have read a book. You could have played with your kids. You know, there's so many more important things that you could have actually done in that time. And we're always a society now that we don't have enough time for anything. We're always so busy. We're always run off our feet. But yet, probably if you actually added up the amount of minutes every single day that you're on social media, it probably would add up to at least an hour or more. Some people probably 2 or 3 hours. So if you actually cut that out completely, can you imagine how much more time you would have and what you could do with it? Just think about that. What would you do with an extra hour a day? You could gain an extra hour a day by getting off of your social media. And the last tip that I have to really upgrade your life in 2020 is to make sure you're incorporating more self-care into your daily routine. So one of the things that I'm striving to do this year is to do something for myself every single day. So whether that's making myself a fancy coffee in the morning, reading an extra hour when I know that I probably should be editing a YouTube video, doing something for yourself that just makes yourself feel good, putting a mask on your face, taking a bubble bath, having a glass of wine, something, one little thing for yourself that you can do every single day. It can be something different every single day or the same, but something to just like tell yourself, you did a good job today, go me, good job. And it's just gonna make you feel better in life, because so often we are just worried about our families, worried about everyone else, and ourselves. We start to slide by the wayside, and you're the most important person that you have. At the end of the day, you're all you've got, so you have to make sure that you're taking care of you. Anyways, you guys, those are my 10 tips to really upcycle your life in the year 2020, and I really hope that I helped inspire some of you to make some changes in the coming new year. And let me know in the comments down below which of my tips you'll be implementing in your new year. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.